I want to talk to you about, the purpose of swelling. I talk about this a lot. Your body never looks to injure or harm itself. It's only looking to help you. Hey, what's up guys? Dr. Brandon Schreiner here with Revive Chiropractic and Max Living. And this is your Revive Chiropractic tip of the week. Every single week looking to renew hope, rebuild health, and revive your God-given potential through the 5 essentials of Max Living. Today I want to talk about, I'm getting a lot of questions in the office like, hey, I've got an injured knee, I've got an injured elbow, I've got an injured ankle, it's swollen. What do I do for it? I mean, it's continuing to hurt me. We're adjusting it in the clinic. We're getting good neurological reset. You have these mechanoreceptors within the joint that need to be reset so that way the joint stays stable neurologically. But what can we be doing at home to be proactive instead of waiting, until you come in the office and get adjusted? But some of you just need to do this on a regular basis. So this is what we call a voodoo band. This is from Rogue Fitness. You can go on roguefitness.com. They also have some like knockoff brands on Amazon. But I want to talk to you about, the purpose of swelling. I talk about this a lot. Your body never looks to injure or harm itself. It's only looking to help you. It's only looking to adapt to the environment at which it's in. So for instance, if you hurt your knee or you tweak your knee and it swells, that's a good thing because the swelling is helping to protect the joint, okay? Now, too much swelling and not taking care of it can be a bad thing. Same thing as a fever, right? I mean, fevers are a good thing. Thank God your body is working and doing exactly what it's supposed to be doing, because if you didn't have a fever, then you would never be able to fight foreign invaders, viruses, bacteria. So start thinking differently. I don't want to try and kill it. I just want to make sure that I'm using it to my best ability. So swelling is a good thing. And so one of the worst things you could ever do is ice, rest, and elevate, right? It's such a dead science. It's actually, it increases the scar tissue within the joint, and it decreases what we call the cytokine response, which the cytokine response is where they go around and they eat on the scar tissue. The reason why this sucks as a injury kind of rehab technique, I don't know why we still do it, is because it's actually increasing more issues later on down the road. So if you injure your ankle and you just rest, ice, and elevate, you don't get any motion or proprioception into the joint, what happens is you're gonna most likely re-injure that ankle continually, and scar tissue begins to build up in it. So this is a voodoo band. I've had 6 knee surgeries on my right knee, so sometimes my knee gets a little bit wonky or swollen, and so I wanna show you some ways that you can begin to pump the inflammation and get the swelling down, but still keep the good stuff within the joint so you can get more range of motion and kind of get back doing what you do daily. So what I want to do is I want to flex the joint. So I want to flex my leg to create tension. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap that band really tightly, okay, around. And so this should be kind of uncomfortable. This is not supposed to be comfortable whatsoever. And I don't want to cross the joint. So it's always good if you have 2 of these, because you can put one up here and one down here. And so what I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna tuck this in. And so what I can do is, while I have this on here, I can hold on to a box or something, and I can begin to squat down and increase the range of motion. So I can move, I can squat, and I can do this for about a minute. I can begin to move my leg around. If you see from the front, I'm squatting in a good position to try to pump all that fluid. And what you'll find is that after about a minute of doing this, you're gonna have all kinds of range of motion. And what that's gonna do is that compression is gonna pump all the fluid back up towards the heart, and it's gonna stop that pulling. So you can do this with your ankle, you can do this with the shoulder, you can do this with your knee, and you can do this with your elbow. So that's your Revive Chiropractic tip of the week. Make sure to understand that a swollen joint, the swelling is a good thing. Your body is doing exactly what it needs to be doing. However, just icing, resting, and elevating and taking ibuprofen is actually sometimes doing more harm than good. So we want to make sure that we're actually working with our joint, working with our body, And a voodoo band is a great way to be able to do that. So if you have questions, go to revivechiro.com. Give us a call, 614-781-8808. I can do my best to answer any questions for you there. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe to our newsletters. If you're a subscriber, share this with somebody who's close to you, far from health, somebody who could use a message of hope without the use of toxic drugs and surgery. There's so many people out there who are sick and suffering who need our help. And so until next week, I pray you and your family have an amazing, healthy, blessed week. Bye-bye.